So what do you do if your trains are struggling to cope with an 8% gradient from your staging area? The answer? It's time to build a Helix. Hi everyone, welcome back. Now, in one of my videos earlier this year, I think probably it was in January maybe, certainly just after Christmas, you might remember I shared with you this footage. I had purchased a second-hand kit for a Helix. The goal of this, of course, is to help with getting the layout from one level to another, and in due course it's going to be fitted into the layout room properly so that I can make some adjustments to the staging underneath the main layout and have what I hope at least will be both a more gentle slope up from the staging, certainly a grade less acute than the current 8% it's running at, but also it should act as something of a space saver, because obviously I don't need a long straight slope, which means I should be able to fit trains into that subterranean staging a little bit more efficiently. I haven't actually done a huge amount of modelling in the last few weeks. It's funny, isn't it? You get some people who very much live by the mantra of 1 or 2 hours a day, every day, and slowly but surely they make measurable progress through that approach, and I applaud them for that fact. But the reality is that that's something I've never really been able to achieve, so I tend to go much more in fits and starts, and indeed sometimes when I've been working on a project for a while and then for whatever reason, work or family commitments, sometimes just an element of motivation I guess, when I then come back to do some more model making, I just have to move on to something different. So a week or two ago I decided it was high time to have a go at putting this kit, this Helix kit, together. Clearly I don't want to bore you with the not several hours to be fair, maybe an hour or two of footage of me slowly and methodically fitting everything together. The kit was very well designed, everything I think probably laser cut, all the parts ready simply to bolt everything together, and then gradually as it all came together it was a case of just fine-tuning the threaded bar, which is what's supporting the spiral of the Helix, slightly adjusting the nuts on that to adjust obviously then also the slope. As I say, it went together very easily. I made 1 or 2 mistakes along the way, which you might even just pick up on as you watch the footage in super quick time, but I have to say everything was very straightforward. The instructions were in German, but luckily I am a German speaker, so that didn't pose any problems. And as it slowly came together, I was able just to kind of put the finishing touches to it on my dining room table. But of course the acid test was whether a train could actually climb the slope. So I bought some code 100 Pico set track to the right radius, the radius 1 curve, fitted it temporarily in place, just clamped on some power leads and used a couple of my DC locos, which don't actually get much of a run out that often, and with fingers firmly crossed I switched on the power, and lo and behold, it works. Okay, so we're talking about 2 locomotives with a train of sort of 14, 15 wagons seems to be the limit. Bearing in mind that 1 or 2 of these I discovered afterwards actually were dragging quite badly, didn't have metal wheel sets, for example. You might just squeeze out a couple more, but actually at the moment, with the way Fairview is set up, that's pretty much the limit of my train length as it is. So that's absolutely fine. And you know, it's almost dare I say it, a little bit sad. I had quite a pleasant evening just watching the train pootle up the slope, making sure I stopped it in time, and then having it pootle back down again. So we're a way to go yet. Obviously, to a certain extent at least, I've still just got to tighten everything up. And of course, the big deal is that I've then got to actually fit it into the gap between the 2 decks of my layout in such a way that I can connect the top and the bottom of the Helix to the existing track work. And that's not going to be all that easy. It's an 18 centimetre gap, which is not a huge amount of space to play with when you're trying to insert something as big as this. Okay, when I say as big as this, clearly by the standards of most people, this is not particularly big. But again, for my modest train room, you know, it's still quite a chunky thing to have to get it into the right position and so on. Then hopefully I'll be able to show you the Helix in place by the time of my next update. I am working on 1 or 2 other things, a couple of buildings for what will eventually become an expanded Fairview, and also some wagons for a new industry. I'll just leave that as a little bit of a teaser for the moment. I'm still thinking about how my new expanded concept for the layout might yet allow me in the months ahead to think about some new industries. So I'm just beginning to convert some cars and think about how I might use some of my building kits to start to create that industry. So all of that is yet to come. But that's it. We'll finish with a few shots of some trains in action on the layout as usual. All the best for now. Enjoy your railway modelling as always, and take care. And I hope to see you again here back at Fairview in the near future. Bye for now.
damn it!